The U.S. government moved urgently on Wednesday to contain a surge in energy costs triggered by the Middle East war, temporarily waiving a century-old shipping law and easing sanctions on Venezuela.
The action followed a sharp spike in oil prices after U.S.-Israeli strikes on Iran, which prompted retaliation from Tehran that brought commercial shipping through the Strait of Hormuz to a near standstill and disrupted global energy supply chains. About a fifth of the world's crude oil and liquefied natural gas normally passes through the route. In the United States, gasoline prices have climbed more than 27% since the conflict began, according to the American Automobile Association, adding pressure on household budgets and intensifying political strain ahead of the midterm elections. The 60-day waiver of the Jones Act allows foreign-flagged vessels to transport cargo between U.S. ports during the period. Mark Rutte said members of NATO were working together to determine how to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, a vital route for global oil flows that has been severely disrupted by the conflict. He indicated that multiple allies were coordinating closely on possible approaches as concern grows over prolonged supply interruptions. The closure has raised fears of sustained economic damage beyond the region, given the waterway's importance to international energy markets. Efforts to restore safe passage are seen as urgent, with governments weighing on diplomatic and security options. The Federal Reserve held interest rates steady while raising its inflation outlook, citing uncertainty caused by the war in Iran and its broader economic impact. The benchmark rate remains between 3.5% and 3.75% despite calls from U.S. President Donald Trump for cuts to support growth as inflation persists and labor demand weakens. Policymakers now expect personal consumption expenditures inflation to reach 2.7% by December 2026, higher than earlier projections. Officials still signaled the possibility of a rate cut later this year, depending on economic conditions. The World Health Organization said it would release $2 million from its emergency contingency fund to support responses in Lebanon, Iraq, and Syria. Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus warned that attacks on healthcare facilities in the region were continuing and pose serious risks to civilians. The funding is intended to bolster medical services and humanitarian operations strained by ongoing violence. Health systems in several affected areas are under increasing pressure as casualties rise and infrastructure is damaged. Meanwhile, the Israeli military said it would continue targeting senior Iranian officials as part of an ongoing campaign following the killing of Ismail Khatib. His death came after the killing of Ali al-Aldani, marking a series of high-level losses for Iran's leadership. Israeli officials described the operations as efforts to eliminate figures linked to past attacks and ongoing threats. Analysts said the loss of multiple senior figures could weaken coordination within Iran's security structure, while also provoking stronger retaliation. The military also confirmed that debris from Iranian missile fired struck Ben Gurion Airport, marking the first acknowledged impact on the country's main international gateway since the war began. Reports indicated that private aircraft near Tel Aviv sustained damage, though details about the timing of the incident were not disclosed. The airport is a key hub for international travel and commerce, and any disruption could have wider economic effects. A foreign worker was killed in central Israel after another round of Iranian missile fired, according to Megan David Adam, bringing the national death toll to 15 since the war began. The attack occurred in Moshev Adanim, northeast of Tel Aviv, as Israeli defenses attempted to intercept incoming projectiles. Emergency responders described the situation as part of a broader pattern of escalating strikes affecting civilian areas. Iran expanded its response by targeting oil and gas facilities across the Gulf following the killing of Khatib. The death of Khatib and other Iranian leaders prompted Iran's supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, to pledge retaliation.